Hi, I'm Alex Tinsman, and I am the creator of the Inside NEM YouTube series, and I am a NEM advocate and well-known in the community for being very vocal and passionate about the NEM blockchain. And so a lot of what I do is I go and interview the NEM team, the developers or the NEM Foundation, and I share their stories as well as the community stories and the content creators within our community. I like to highlight them too. We have a lot of different talent. So I do a weekly YouTube series, and it's called Inside NEM.
Fantastic. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to Inside NEM yet, subscribe to Inside NEM down below. Right down there, guys, right down there, get it.
No pressure, no pressure.
I'm the Crypto Lark. I run a YouTube channel where we talk about all kinds of cryptocurrencies from Bitcoin right on down the list, but I'm a massive NEM enthusiast, always talking about NEM on the channel. NEM! So if you're not into it yet, check it out. NEM!
NEM! My story is I spent over 20 years in video game marketing. And like I said, my kids have grown up in video game studios. I was brand manager for Magic the Gathering. So totally weird. Like Mount Gox went down, like at the same time I'm a brand manager. That's some crazy, crazy stuff. I'm married to a game designer. We have a board game company, and I've always had a very creative life, meaning I like to work on really cool projects and have always, been into technology. And so when this is legit, when Trump became president, I decided I wasn't quite sure how the economy was going to go. So I actually began to diversify our investments more. And so we get royalties from our games and we invest them. And it's really worked out for us over the years. And so my husband and I were looking at different platforms and we found NEM. And that's when we began to really heavily push into cryptos. And it was a wake-up call, learning about the technology when we had never been really paying attention, and then seeing how it was being applied. When I got into cryptos last year, I was really trying to figure out, I started, mining and investing in different places, and NEM was it was ridiculously low. I got in when it was under a cent. It was ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
And it was ridiculous. So I guess it was more than a year ago. But anyway, as I began to explore the platform and then I would jump into different crypto communities, NEM had the nicest, the friendliest crypto community, the most inviting. And even though my portfolio is wide, like I have Monero, I have Ethereum, I have a lot of different investments, NEM by far is my favorite. And I just began to jump into the community, and they were really welcoming. And then I said, I want to create a video series for you guys. Can I do that? Do you care? They're like, do it. I was like, okay, I will. And then I liked it so much, I quit my job. And nice. I do this. I pretty much work for NEM, which is funny because I'm not a full-time employee. In fact, I'm not an employee at all. I get bounties, but this is what I do. Nice.
I like it. That's fantastic. It's nice to live the crypto life for sure.
Yeah, I'm some things people don't know. I'm a mom. I have 3 kids. Wow. I have a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, and Lord help me, I have a 2-year-old. And I know, right? And my kids have grown up in game studios all their lives, like since they were little babies. And so now we're bringing them in the world of cryptos, and their allowance gets paid in crypto. We work with them. And so when I talk with people, they're always surprised at my age, B, that I have kids, and C, that this is what I choose to do. And I think it's just, I've been so comfortable with technology over the years, and then actually having kids kind of puts a forcing function to embrace technology because they have so many apps and things that they're exposed to. You have to keep on it, right? But it's pretty fun. I wouldn't have it any other way. We got in with the Zem being so low. It was under a penny, like I said, but then it was the platform that pulled me in. And so I've just been doing videos and having so much fun learning about NEM, but even more, I think as a people person, what I love is actually hearing the stories of how people are applying blockchain and how they are using tokens and cryptos in really innovative ways. So there's a lot of parallels between gaming and blockchain, right? And actually, it's kind of like legit, like a big D&D game. You have this like loot that you're trying to get. You have to have different guilds trying to get you into different, places where you need a secret handshake to find out what's the ICO, what's going down. And, you need to have a map and a strategy in order to get from point A to point B to point C. And I have to take a look at like economies, right? You have to take a look at, is this blockchain platform, or do these tokens, is there enough tokens in the world? Is there not enough? Have they set it up right? Like all of the math, like all of this applies to blockchain. And it does feel like a big game to me. And so it was a natural fit for me to move from gaming into blockchain. Mm-hmm. And I only see opportunity now. And when I see things happen in the cryptos, like the Ethereum hacks, or when I see things like this, it actually, like, I feel like a physical pain, because I don't want that to overshadow all of the amazing stuff and the companies that are using blockchain in innovative ways, and it's changing the future. And sometimes when those stories come out, I wish I could just be the mouthpiece to tell people that's only a little piece of it, but that's not, Ethereum is not blockchain, and Bitcoin is not representative of all tokens. It's the one but there's so much more out there, and there's so much more potential for you to be a part of something that's actually changing the way people work, live, and transact. It's mind-boggling.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Bitcoin's got the name recognition. That's where everyone falls first. And, for a lot of people, that will be enough. But when they start finding out, getting down the rabbit hole, then it starts to become a very complex situation of, oh my God, these coins have gone up by 300%, 400%, 500% in a week. They start chasing stuff and making all these kind of mistakes and things. And it's really great to see actually really solid projects in the space that you can invest in and know that this has got the people behind it, this has got the tech behind it, and it's got places to go. You said you got into NEM for less than a penny a piece, which is fantastic. The value's gone up immensely, and I imagine you were probably able to get enough where you can actually harvest and have it actually give some decent returns.
I'm still working on a super node. It is so expensive. I have to try and get a super node, right now. I have goals just like everybody else, I encourage people to try and get bounties from them. They offer all different kind of bounties, but oh yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, sometimes I get, $30. A couple times I've gotten like a couple hundred, not enough to live on, but I do recognize that as more NEM adoption happens, and as more people can afford to buy nodes, and as more people get into the space, it's only going to increase. But for now, the coin, as I watch it kind of, going up and down, I firmly believe it'll be $1, within a few months. I think when people see how Catapult is changing the landscape for NEM, and especially when they finally get to see the partnerships that NEM is, working on, because a lot of it is built on, this is what people don't realize. They're like, where's NEM? NEM has Meegen, which is a private version of NEM. And Meegen being private means there's case studies that are happening now that we can't talk about. There's partnerships that we can't talk about because it's all under NDA, because like 95% of stuff is being built on blockchain. It's on a private blockchain. Can't talk about it.
But this is the fantastic thing about NEM, and I don't know if enough people realize that the Meegen blockchain is just built for business to business. I mean, there's so much stuff, inside business secrets, private transactions, they can't have that stuff on the public ledger. It's business secrets. But having the private blockchain for the business to business is absolutely fantastic. And you could expand a little more on what Catapult's actually going to bring to it. Now, for anyone who kind of hasn't kept an eye on it, Catapult's only coming to Meegen right now. It will be on NEM some point early next year sometime, but no date's been decided yet. But tell us exactly what does Catapult mean for the blockchain?
I think the entire NEM engine has been rebuilt, and it's been maximized for blockchain. And that's fantastic. Before it was Java, now it's C++. So what that means is now that they have these API gateways, and now that people actually can easily build and use what we call them smart assets, but basically it's similar to Ethereum because they have smart contracts. But now you can more easily build on the NEM platform. We have multi-ledger, we have Swift compatibility, we have increased our speed. The speed, if you build on Megan, I think it's like 4,000 transactions per second. Actually beyond 4,000. That's the same as like a credit card transaction, right? It's really fast. Really, Megan has, like you said, it's been tuned for enterprise, and their focus really is the financial sector, because that is the business sector that has been growing so much right now with banks and regulation and everything. And it's perfect. It's a perfect fit for blockchain. And so Megan has these, Catapult allows for transactions for one-to-many, many-to-one. Now you can even do like a third party can initiate between two other parties. So I think an example I like to give is when I moved from Seattle, Washington to Austin, Texas, I had to sell my house. I had to, use an escrow service. I had to pay $700 to some dude to help me like get all the paperwork to sell my house. Super frustrating. If it had been on Megan, I wouldn't have had to pay that. I wouldn't have had to pay the escrow. It just could have gone right between the two parties. And so that's what's going to happen. That's how it's changing. When I talk to people about how the credit cards and their personal identity and a lot of so much stuff is built in the cloud now, but blockchain makes it so it's quick, it's fast, it's cost effective, it's easy. And with NEM being able to use our smart assets in Megan, we templatize it for anyone in any business to build on Megan.
Which is fantastic. The easier that this can be made for people, the better. Actually bringing these products forward and say, guys, here's the template, take it, run with it. It makes it so easy for them. And that's what it needs.
And I'll talk with developers, and we've begun doing developer training all around the world. We have these meetups, and we're going in and sending our teams, and then they'll go in and train people. And then we're working with awesome service companies like Asta, that's been in the business for 20 years and now has moved into blockchain. So we can, when businesses come to us and say, okay, I'm ready to build on the blockchain, and you look like you're safer and have more security than Ethereum or some of these other platforms, what do I do now, right? They're able to set up a token in under an hour. They're able to actually build something out within a few days on the NEM platform. And that's mind-blowing to them when they've been using Ethereum or some other platforms that has taken them months and months and months, and they can't even ship a product, and they have all of these issues. And they're like, what do you mean? You have smart contracts that are templatized that we can just plug our stuff into? And I was, like 95% of what most businesses need, the NEM team has actually templatized it and made it so that you can build on it really easily. We've never been hacked, and we don't have those scalability issues. So, and I get excited when I look at the fact that we're predominantly in Asia, but we're now emerging in all of these different places. And like I was saying before, NEM has these satellite offices. They're kind of all over the world. So I run the Austin, Texas one, but there's a few other folks in Texas that work on NEM. And then we have an LA office, and we have Barcelona, Spain, and we have Malaysia, and we have Australia. We have a Korea office, but the amount of people that are making it happen and actually connecting people and connecting enterprises, it's astounding to me that, again, a 2 billion market cap, and we function like this. It's remarkable. It's remarkable.
Yeah, it is. It really, really is. And I think there's only massive amounts of upside for NEM moving forward. I tell people on the channel, like, guys, it's only like 20 cents right now. It's crazy. You got to get in. This is such an amazing technology.
Oh, yeah.
It just hasn't taken off yet to the level that, you might expect it. And, one
thing.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, I was just going to say, that's expectation, though. When I think people look at pump and dump, and they look at what's happening in the markets, and they have an expectation that they're going to buy a coin and they're going to get rich fast and they're going to rule the world, right? Mm-hmm. No, we actually do not want, and the team, if Lon was standing here, who's the president of the NEM Foundation, or Jeff McDonald, the VP of the NEM Foundation, if he was here, he would tell you the same thing. The coin is nice, But our focus has never been the coin. The focus is on making the most robust, safe platform for blockchain for enterprise use. And so people, you know, they get really vocal about the fact that the coin, the NEM coin, isn't up like $1, or it's not, you know. And I'm like, just wait. I mean, be patient. It's this we've been in the top 10 for what, over like a year and a half, 2 years. Why is that? Why is that when we are not paying people to put the NEM, to put ZEM on exchanges? That's another thing people don't know, is that when they say, well, where can I get ZEM? And it's kind of a pain in the butt because you have to buy Bitcoin and you have to, you know, there's a whole process. Now we're working on that. But in short, people take a look at how NEM is not represented among all the major exchanges. It's because we also don't undercut. And people don't know that, but the NEM team, the NEM Foundation, it's like a code of conduct. You do not sell the NEM coin at a discount. So you and me and anyone else who owns ZEM, we got it on an exchange, or we got it at the real price that it was at. Whereas some of these other coins, not to be named, they actually sell it at a discount to get onto exchanges. NEM does not do that. And we've been approached by multiple people that are trying to do that. And it's just, it's a code of conduct. We don't do that. And so the ones that we're on, I just want you to know, like the exchanges that we're on, they've legit bought the coin, and they are, they're helping us out, but they're also helping the ecosystem as a whole. But, you know, there's some sites that won't cover NEM, and my background is in marketing and PR, and people always ask, does NEM do marketing? How come NEM doesn't do any marketing? We don't see ads. Where's all the sexy girls? Where's this? Where's that? And our philosophy is also, because this is one of the biggest asks I get, is where the hell's the marketing? It's grassroots. Like, we believe in community. It's word of mouth. We're doing meetups. The core team has been traveling all around the world and connecting with people who, and companies that want to build. We don't need to spend ads. We don't need to spend money on ads or do that kind of marketing right now, because our focus is on community. The biggest advocate you're ever going to have is someone in the community who tells another like tribe person, hey, you like cryptos, have you checked out NEM? Right? And then it will grow. And the business cases will come as we can get through this kind of painful, quiet process with Meijin. Once that happens, and, you know, right now we're in phase 1. Okay. Catapult, we're in phase 1. There's three big phases. The next one is then opening up the Catapult to more companies. Right now it's only select companies under an NDA. And then the next, you know, then we'll go to phase 2, which is opening it up a little wider. And then phase 3, it's actually going to be opening up, you know, for people to check out the code. And that will be sometime early next year, like you were saying.
Fantastic.
But just wait. Yeah, it's coming, guys.
It's coming.
It's coming.
This is the thing. And
yeah.
I think you said it right. You know, there's this big lack of patience in the market. And when I look around, what I'm always talking about on my channel is, you know, technology, things that are disrupting the space, things that are projects that are actually bringing real things to the world that are going to make the world a better place, so to speak. And blockchain technology is a big part of that. NEM is one of the, you know, core blockchains in the space. And I think what a lot of people don't know is that most blockchains that we see are simply repeats of others. You know, most of the privacy coins are just forks off of the other privacy coins, and then they built some community or something on top of that. And it's not to bash those coins, but NEM was built from the ground up. It's its own native blockchain, which is amazing. But
I landed an actual interview with some of the core devs, and that's pretty big because they don't do interviews. And so to hear their stories and to talk about what it means, what Catapult means for the future of NEM is going to be pretty remarkable to hear, not from me, a mouthpiece, but from them, the core development team, the creators, who said, you know what, I have a vision for where this can go, and now it's actually coming to fruition, and I want to tell you my story. So that will happen. That will happen probably in the coming month, after they get through the first big hurdle of the release on Catapult.
Very, very cool. Now, there's been a lot of exciting things coming out for NEM. This is why when anyone tells me there's no news, what's going on? Like, there's news all the time. You're just not watching, you know. And I try to cover a lot on my channel, but there's actually been so many ICOs coming out recently with NEM.
Yeah.
I think more than, obviously Ethereum's got 50 a day or something, but if you look down the blockchains, actually, I think NEM's probably #2 at the moment with the number of ICOs coming out. I know NEO's got a couple that are on the way, but they're behind NEM at the moment. And, you know, Komodo's just bringing forth their first ICO, but it seems that there's more and more ICOs coming out all the time, and not that ICOs define the value of a cryptocurrency by any means, but that really shows that people are building projects on top of the blockchain. So,
yeah, they are, and they have expectations, right? When I look at ICOs, now they are moving more away from white papers to actually having real products that they can show people. So it's moving away from just being talk, but to now actually being, okay, this is our product, this is the platform, this is the vision, this is where we have stop gaps where we can't move forward because we need funding. So, you know, my philosophy is all ICOs are scams until you can prove to me otherwise. And until you can show a product and that this is a real product and that you have an actual vision and you can fulfill upon your promise, you know, you have to overcome that hurdle of being seen as a scam.
That's a good point. That's a good point. And too many out there in the space just don't have anything. You know, I see some projects, they're trying to raise $100 million. Like, do you have any blockchain developers? No. We have an idea, though. What? What do you think? You're kidding me?
Yeah, it's not crazy. I'm working on an episode of Inside NEM now where I've gone and interviewed some of the folks from various ICOs that have developed on the NEM blockchain, and they're giving me kind of their, like, you know, their recipe for success or best practices that they wish they had known then that they know now on how to run a successful ICO, a legit and successful ICO. And so that's something that I'm working on now, is to tell that story, because I do think that there's developers out there and there's businesses out there that they're sitting on something that can change the world. And they just want to know, like you said, what technology should I use to apply that? And how am I going to get the money? So ICOs are valid. It's just, it's in a growing stage right now to prove that they are not scammy. But I'm telling you, a couple of those ICOs that come to fruition that actually can show the magic of the blockchain, powerful stories are about to emerge.
That's it. Now, are there any ICOs in particular that are coming out on the NEM blockchain that you're kind of excited about, or ones that have recently come out that you're quite excited about?
Yeah, the gaming one, because my background in gaming, I think that's, there's a few gaming ones that I'm interested in. Lon is a big proponent of Zarcade. I'm curious how Zarcade has a really different take on gaming, and they're going to be launching a token offer in the coming month or so, but they're not doing an ICO. But, you know, I look at gaming platforms are interesting to me, VR and AR, again, because just combining blockchain and Unity and having the opportunity to make really cool entertainment, I think that's cool. I think ChronoBank, their ICO showing the power of the blockchain and for financial services, I think that was pretty interesting. Other upcoming ones, I don't know. I'd have to take a look. There's some that haven't been announced yet, so now I'm trying to remember which ones have been announced and which ones haven't.
Yeah, there's so much going on all the time anyway, you know. So it's hard to keep track of, even if you are watching this space constantly.
Me,
so.
I am. And Jeff McDonald, he's another example. And now I would probably say Lon, but the three of us are really the biggest faces and personalities that you actually see of NEM. Before, the mode of operating was to use like avatars and to not use real names and to be kind of under the cover, because, you know, developers actually don't like to give the real names and show who they are because they're working on a lot of different projects, right? And people don't actually want to have a big presence online, you know, because this can be a scary place. But Lon and Jeff and I, and Stephen Chia, he's another one. He runs the Southeast Asia, head for Southeast Asia. He's done more talks recently, but there's actually not a lot of human faces, real people that you can look up and you can Google and you can see, okay, yeah, he really is Lon is the president of the NEM Foundation. Alex really does a YouTube show, and oh, there's her LinkedIn. It's right in the video, right? She's a real person. This is the first time you're really seeing the human side of NEM. And that's pretty remarkable, and because there's a lot of us.
Really important for the crypto space in general. I think a large part of the reason for the success of Ethereum, I mean, right blockchain, right time, but at the same time, they've got a really vocal frontman. You know, Vitality's out there every day doing stuff, always posting stuff, really active on Twitter, and you know, NEM's building. It's building. It's certainly moving in the right direction.
And Vitalik, the thing when I look at NEM, he's the big spokesperson for for his platform. NEM doesn't have that yet. They have a bunch of different people, but they're, I was talking with Alon about this. They never want to have just one person being this spokesperson for NEM, because that's not the way blockchain works. And that's not the way NEM operates. NEM is all about bringing all people in together, not having the one. So you will see more of us. You definitely will see more of us start to emerge and show the human side of the NEM blockchain, because now we feel comfortable enough in the tech and we think that the time is right to actually highlight those personalities. So you see, we now have an Instagram channel, and we have Facebook, and we have our forums and a Telegram. Oh my God, Telegram has like quadrupled, if not more so, in the past, just since March. Just since March, I was looking at our numbers from March to now. It's like quadrupled across all the different, all the different. Yeah, it's the community is huge. Again, the human side is emerging more, and when people are not very friendly, that's what I'm saying too. Like the community also, they have a natural way of booting out people who are jerks. And when you're in our community, they're actually really nice. They're not name calling. They're not posting really crappy sexist content. They're actually asking really in-depth questions like, okay, how do I do this? And where can I find this? And can you help me? And you get real people answering 24/7. I don't know of any other platform that has the kind of community and information available at people's fingertips 24/7. That's amazing.
That is. And I think you brought up a really good point, actually. I guess it's Lon's point that he brought up, but not really creating this cult of personality.
Nope.
Back in July or August, sometime around there, I can't remember, somebody started a rumor that Vitalik had died. And,
what would they do?
What happened to the price of Ethereum? That rumor drove the price down massively. So it's better to have a decentralized leadership, if you will.
I'm actually going to be doing a video in Japanese for some NEM fans in the next week. And I'm learning Japanese just so I can talk to them in Japanese.
Wow. That's devotion. I love it. I love it. This is cool. You should go to Japan someday. You'll go there and people will just be stopping you in the street. It's you. It's the girl from inside NEM. I got to talk to you.
Yeah, Lon, I was telling Lon and Jeff McDonald, I'm like, hey guys, you got to send me to Japan. I've traveled, I'll travel with them going to events sometimes, and that's pretty cool. But I'm like, man, you got to get me in Japan. We have a huge base there. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And anything that gets the community out, gets people meeting up and talking together. And I'm planning some meetups here in New Zealand soon, just general cryptocurrency related, but it's so cool, I think, because it actually brings people together and they can meet other enthusiasts. You have a NEM meeting and 50 people come and people are crying, oh, I'm not the only one. This is great. I can talk to you. I can talk to you and we can do stuff.
Yeah. So I was at the Money 2020 conference a few weeks back, and like it's all suits, right? We're talking, it is all enterprises. There's like Dash was there, and then us. Like there's another crypto convention that was happening at the same time, just like down the street. And NEM purposely chose to be at Money 2020 because we wanted to showcase our platform to real businesses. And what we are hyper focused on is actually getting more business adoption. But
it's big, it's happening, and more people, more businesses. And going to something like that's perfect because businesses want in, they just don't know how to get in. They know it's happening, they know what's going on, and they look to companies like NEM that they know. It's really got brand power at the moment.
Yeah, it's been around since 2014, and because of that, it's had a chance to really try things out and really get a solid grounding in Asia. And, you know, we're just starting to see more emergence of it in North America and in other regions. But NEM is crazy cool. It's truly global, and it's unlike any place I've ever worked before. It really is, it's team driven. Everyone does everything and jumps in, and there's not a leader. We just all pitch in and somehow it works. And that's pretty dynamic. And that's pretty amazing for a $2 billion company to operate that way. But, you know, they're like, all right, we need people at an event. Raise your hand. You want to go? Yeah, okay. Then you can go, and you can go, and you can go. And that's great. It's crazy. That's crazy to operate like that.
It is. That's awesome, too.
Yeah.
Alex, thank you so much for taking the time to sit down and chat with us today. It's been super interesting talking about NEM, talking about cryptocurrencies and blockchain. Always a good time. Everyone out there, if you're not subscribed to Alex's channel yet, the link's down below if you're watching this on my channel. So make sure you check it out. Subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with everything that's happening over at NEM.
Yeah, and just as a final note, I love watching CryptoLark's videos because he's very entertaining, and it's really nice with all the seriousness that happens and blockchain and cryptos, and people have their financial, you know, dynasties within like markets, and they're watching it go up and down. It's actually really nice to have some humor and fun outside of memes and actually have a real human to connect with and to kind of share insights that are happening. And that's really nice. So actually you are really one of my favorites to watch.
Thank you very much. Thanks for taking the time to chat today. It's been absolutely awesome.
Yeah, thank you so much.